Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
Thanks for joining us, DJ and PK. DJ is off. Mental health performance coach and former quarterback Riley Jensen sitting in right now. We're going to the scene, close to the scene anyway, of the big news. Brian Geltzeiler, SiriusXM NBA radio host and NBAtv contributor. The news broke the other day on LeBron James making his decision, and he's going to Philly, not too far from where my guy Brian is, just about a couple hours away. Brian, what was your first initial reaction when you heard the news?
Hey, it's pretty awesome. I love the choice that he made. I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for LeBron. It's obviously great for the Sixers. I think he just made a super, super decision. It's a team that is got a couple question marks, but by the same token, his presence answers a big chunk of those question marks. And I think he was thoughtful about it. He took his time, which I know a lot of people in the media were unhappy with. I was not one of them. He had earned the right to take as much time as he wanted to. And the fact that 41 years old, that he still has the gravitas to hold up the league's transaction cycle, I don't think that should have factored into his decision. He doesn't have a responsibility to everybody else to make a decision on his future faster than he's ready to. I just think everything about this decision, I think, is good for the league, good for the Sixers, good for LeBron James. This is a really, really cool choice. It's a little bit outside the box, and I think the Sixers are not only going to be a whole lot of fun to watch, but they're going to be a fantastic team this year.
Yeah, for me, I always look who are the two finalists, because if you don't get to the final, there's no point in worrying about if you can win the title, right? You got to get to the final in order to win the title. So I'm focused on the East, and I'm wondering your perspective as far as where they fit in. For me, as long as Embiid, and that's an if, I get it, if he can have any form of health when we get to the postseason, I like their chances to come out of the East, certainly as much as anybody else's.
So I do too. I think the East I had the Knicks on a separate tier than everybody before this, and now I have the Sixers on that same tier with them. Now, here's what I'll say, and this is one of the reasons I do give the Sixers a decent chance to come out of the East. It is really hard in this era of NBA basketball to repeat as champion, let alone repeat as a finals contestant, let alone repeat as champion. We've seen last 8 years, different champions each and every year. Many years, there's just been different teams that go to the finals year in and year out. Are we having teams that are repeating in the finals? We really haven't at all. And I think that's even, look at the Celtics, lost in the finals 22, weren't there at 23, won the championship in 24, nowhere to be found in 25 or 26. You look up and down the line with teams going to the finals. Oklahoma City wins it in 25, can't make the finals in 26. So the odds of the Knicks going back are against the Knicks. The Knicks, one thing with the Knicks, they've been blessed for the most part with fantastic health the last 2 years in the playoffs. Now, this year, to be fair, OG Anunoby did strain a hamstring in the first round. They had Mitchell Robinson break a knuckle before the finals. But because they took care of their business and didn't play with their food, they were able to have enormous 1 week rest periods, 2 of them in the NBA playoffs, which is unheard of, which allowed those guys the benefit to get themselves healthy enough to play. With all that said, they've still been blessed with great health. Here's the thing I look at with Philly. Listen, Embiid helps, don't get me wrong. Embiid also hurts in some ways, too. When you look at how Jalen Brunson destroyed Joel Embiid in a 4-game sweep last year in the second round, it was a simple formula for the Knicks. Embiid's on the floor, bring his man to the ball on the screen, get him switched on to Brunson and go. And that was an easy thing to do. Here's what I love about this Philly team. There is a version of them without Embiid that's very, very good and plays an up-tempo game and gets a lot of easy baskets. You're going to see a lot of LeBron at 5 with Dean Wade at the 4. Keep in mind, there's only a certain amount of these dominant centers in the NBA that you need a really big guy like Joel Embiid to match up against. Now, again, to be fair, one of them is Karl Anthony Towns with the Knicks. But if you look up and down the Eastern Conference, there's not many of them in the East, okay? And there's a couple of them in the West, Jokic, Wemby, but you don't have these enormous big centers. Here's my point. Getting away with LeBron at the 5 for some big chunks of time for the Sixers is actually going to be a decent hiding place for him on some of these lesser centers. So I look at Philly and feel like even with the uncertainty of Embiid, they are formidable regardless.
From your national vantage point, how does the league's locker rooms and front offices view Philly's gamble on 40-plus LeBron? Are rival execs and players reading this as a real title threat or like a legacy farewell tour?
Oh, no, real title threat, Riley. And this is, LeBron made this decision, and it's interesting because we were all prognosticating and predicting in the weeks that we were waiting for LeBron to make this choice. And when we, and the big thing is the criteria in each of these finalists was different, right? If he wanted to truly be close to home, the Warriors would have been the right choice. If he was interested in a really significant, top of the roster type of role to try and compete, Miami was the place to go. If there was the sentimentality of trying to bring another title back to his home area of Northeast Ohio and Cleveland, that sentimentality, if he prioritized that, would have brought him there. If he was just prioritizing a basketball fit, okay, regardless of money, which he made clear money had nothing to do with it, Philly was the best choice. And I think the people I've talked to around the league are all feel the same way. Oh, my God, is Philly really good now? And the thing about Philly being really good, and I think it's really important to understand this, Embiid can play 40 games and LeBron can play 50, and as long as they're both healthy at the right time, Philly's dangerous. Because Philly is going to be a top 4 team in the conference regardless. Why? Because, first of all, they brought Jaylen Brown in. He is a regular season wins monster. Just look at his career. Okay, the last 10 years, I don't know that you'll find a player in the NBA that's won more regular season games than Jaylen Brown. That's what he does. Then you look at Tyrese Maxey, who was one of the leaders in the league last year in minutes per game. His style of play will win you a lot of regular season games. Here's my point. The Sixers have this luxury right now of not having to run Embiid on back-to-backs, okay? LeBron may have a couple of 3 or 4 game vacations over the course of the season to keep him fresh. They can worry about keeping those guys fresh and still win so many regular season games with this Brown, Maxey, Edgecombe core and the other pieces that they have. So I think Philly here, you look around the league and everybody kind of feels the same way, that the Sixers are have an opportunity to put their stamp on the championship picture in this coming season.
That familiar voice you hear is Brian Geltzeiler. You can hear him on NBA radio and see him on NBAtv. We see a lot of teams have a clear pecking order. Obviously, with the Knicks, it was Brunson, and then they go from there. Towns was involved, but they knew where the ball was going most of the time, and then those types of players decide what they're going to do, whether shoot, pass, whatever. The Sixers, you got the Jaylen Brown thing, talking about how this was his most fun year, I guess it was, which leads you to believe, well, he didn't like playing with Tatum, whatever it might be. How do you think all the pieces fit together as far as that pecking order with the Sixers?
So and the first thing you'll hear people say is, well, who's going to sacrifice? That's easy. LeBron's going to sacrifice. LeBron is not a guy that's coming to this game and feels like he needs 20 shots a game. And don't get me wrong, if 20 shots a game is going to be what helps them win games, he'll take them. But that's not a requirement coming in. So we know right there LeBron's going to sacrifice. Here's the other thing that I think gets overlooked from the, only one basketball crowd when they look at what's happening here with the Sixers. Joel Embiid turned this thing over to Tyrese Maxey last year. Embiid walked into that team with the understanding Maxey is our best player. This all runs through him. So the fact that it's Jaylen Brown there now, the fact that they got to work with LeBron, Joel Embiid at this stage of his career, he's won an MVP. He struggles to stay healthy, but what he has to prove is in the postseason. And to prove that in the postseason, it doesn't necessarily mean he's got to go out and get 40 and 20. You've got to win games. So the point being is if being deferential, and Embiid we have seen can be a very unselfish player when he wants to be. If being deferential offensively is going to be what's best for the team, I don't have any doubt in my mind that Joel Embiid's going to do that. I think he's prepared to do that. The thing is this, and this is so important to understand, This took a lot of time. Therese Maxey is a Clutch Sports client that LeBron has a prior relationship with.
Right.
Therese Maxey was all on board with this, okay? LeBron has a relationship with Joel Embiid. They played together in 2024 in the Olympics in Paris, okay? Those guys, it's been reported in multiple places, were in plenty of touch. Embiid told him he wanted them. And you know what? I know there's talk. Jaylen Brown made a comment about Bronny a couple of years ago. Jaylen Brown and LeBron have had contact. Jaylen Brown wants LeBron James there. Jaylen Brown would like nothing more, okay, to stick it to the Boston Celtics because he doesn't like how they handled things on the way out at all at the end of last season. So the fact that Brown, there was also Brown wants his own team. What Brown wants to do is stick it to the Celtics more than anything else, and now he's got his chance. And again, I also go back to this, guys. So much of this was about the New York Knicks. Because we heard Rich Paul say this a week before LeBron's announcement. We heard Rich Paul on his Game Over podcast on Ringer and Spotify Podcast Network. We heard him say, if the Knicks did not win the title, LeBron was going to New York. Okay, so what happens? What's the next best thing if you can't help the Knicks win their first title in 53 years? Go to Philadelphia and help them knock off the Knicks and let them win their first title in the last 44 years. So that's a lot. So much of this was about what the Knicks accomplished, the Knicks achieved, and what they represent in the Eastern Conference.
You've built, you've been able to observe like relationships and team culture across locker rooms for years. If you were, coaching LeBron through this situation, these first few days in Philly, these first months in Philly, what would be your coaching style or philosophy for him? What would you tell him would be what's really needed for these guys that are on this team right now?
So let me, Riley, am I putting my LeBron advisor hat on, or am I putting my Nick Nurse hat on?
LeBron James. Let's go LeBron James.
LeBron James advisor. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, listen, I would. There's not a lot at this stage of LeBron James's career and his life that you have to tell him regarding this. LeBron is walking into this knowing that he is going to be connective tissue. And ultimately what I would say to LeBron is that your best posture in this group is the exact same posture you had for the month of March with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, where you picked your spots, deferred to those guys, and watched a team that had the best month any team had in an NBA season this year. That's what I would want to bottle for LeBron coming here. And by the way, I don't know that anybody needs to say that to LeBron. I think LeBron picked this team for that exact reason, because that's when LeBron was having his most fun this year. And yes, we heard Rich Paul say this the other day with Max Kellerman on his podcast. He said that LeBron beating the Rockets with a compromised Austin Reeves and no Luka Doncic in the first round was part of what fueled him wanting to come back and do this again, because he saw come postseason, he's got enough left to slay some dragons. And if he has the right people around him, he can absolutely do that. So I think there's if LeBron maintains that posture he had in terms of how he works with teammates, I think that's a no-brainer fit for them. With all of that said, I don't think if he wasn't planning on doing that, this would not have been the place he picked.
Switching gears a little bit, you comfortable with the Jazz not matching Kessler?
Oh, 100%. I mean, listen. You offered this guy 5 years and $140 million. You offered him $28 million a year. Played 5 games last year.
Yeah. 5
games. Okay? So you now turned around and you were able to get, without having to take a salary back, you were able to bring in 2 first-round picks, 2 unprotected first-round picks. This was a no-brainer deal for the Jazz. Listen, I like Walker Kessler. He's got to prove he can stay healthy. And he may be a clunky fit with this group, with having Markkanen and Jaren Jackson. And you know what? They're going to experiment. This is where Danny Ainge and Austin Ainge and Justin Zanuck are so smart. They're going to experiment with the whole Jaren Jackson at 4, Markkanen at 3, with Nurkic at 5. And what's Nurkic on? 2 years, $22 million. Essentially a disposable contract you can get rid of if that experiment doesn't work. You are not going to have that with Walker Kessler. Listen, this 4-year, $130 million deal, okay, this may be, outside of the Gary Trent deal, this may be untradeable by the Lakers early on, really. Like, it's for a guy that has not played all that much in the last 2 years, this is an absurd deal that the Lakers got played on, in my opinion. Because why? Because Luka Doncic wanted Walker Kessler there. And Utah absolutely took advantage of bidding him up, made a very smart decision not to match that deal. Listen, right now, the Jazz are at the point where there's a lot of teams out there, not all the teams, but a lot of teams out there that are playing checkers, okay? The Angels and Justin Zanuck are playing chess.
How about OKC? Now, they had to get rid of some peripheral guys, but they didn't seem to have to get rid of the absolute core guys. And I realize Dort did start. But the core guys, to me, are still there, and they've got some younger guys that they want to give some time to. So I don't necessarily see them, if they don't have the injury issue, taking a huge step back.
Oh, I think regular season-wise, they're not going to take a huge step back. I think they're going to be an absolute regular season monster with all of that depth. Here's my issue with them, and this is where the loss of Dort hurts them. They have a size problem on the perimeter. They have a size problem on the perimeter in a conference final against San Antonio. And if they would go to an NBA final, and let's assume it's, the Knicks, they'd have a size problem there too. And the thing is, Dort was only about 6'3", 6'4". Dort is a friggin' linebacker, man. Yeah. The dude is as strong as the day is long, and that's a piece that they can't replace. Listen, Alex Caruso is an excellent defensive player. He will do a really nice job. Cason Wallace is an excellent defensive player. Alex Caruso is 6'4", and he's 175 pounds soaking wet. Cason Wallace is an excellent player that's got a lot of upside and a really good defensive player, especially on small guards. But you're going to put Cason Wallace and have him spend a lot of time on Kevin Durant? Yeah, you're going to have him spend, he's going to be your main Dylan Harper defender. You kind of look at where they are size-wise on the perimeter and who they have to match up with, and you don't necessarily love it. With all that said, the bringing back Isaiah Hartenstein, shoring themselves up with bigs in the draft with the kid Mara from Michigan, and they really like this kid from Georgetown last year, Sorber, that didn't play this year. What I do think you are going to see from them to counteract some of this perimeter size issues is they're going to play the majority of their minutes with two bigs on the floor. Chet Holmgren's going to be a 4 on this team. He's not going to play a lot of 5. And I think that's something that they're going after here to see if they can match up a little better with San Antonio, because I think one of the reasons they lost that San Antonio series had to do with the fact that they played small too frequently.
Brian Geltzeiler, you hear him on NBA radio. I hear him a lot, and you can see him on NBAtv also, too. When we have you on, we always have the intro music with Springsteen. Do we need to vary it up? Should we go with, Frank, maybe Frankie Valli, Bon Jovi, Queen Latifah? What do you think?
I'm very happy with the Springsteen music. I have no objection to that at all. You can mix up the songs and I'd be happy. That works for me. I have no problem with the Springsteen music. It's interesting. A week ago last night, I did go see John Bon Jovi at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, you did?
And I did. And, listen, I've seen him a lot of times in the past, and he's a fantastic performer. He is struggling physically right now.
That's
and I don't know if you guys
yeah.
saw, but
No,
Thursday night.
Yeah.
He left the show at the Garden halfway through because he didn't feel well. He didn't have it in him. The night I went, now again, I'm one of these lunatics. Before I go to a restaurant, I'm looking at the menu online to see what I'm eating that night. Before I go to a concert, I'm looking for the set list online to see what he had played the night before.
Yeah.
He played the exact same set list and then bailed out the night I was there 2 songs early. He didn't play Wanted Dead or Alive or Always, which are supposed to be his 2 final songs in the encore. And again, he didn't feel well. So as much as I love him, don't get me wrong, and my heart goes out to him because he gives the audience what he can give the audience. He promised the audience the night he bailed out, keep your ticket stubs, we'll figure something out, and he will figure something out. He loves his audience. But with all that said, listen, Bruce Springsteen is kind of the LeBron of singers at this point. He is 75 years old. He will still go out there and give you 3 hours of the highest energy show you can ever imagine a singer give you. So you know what? I'm going to hang my hat with that dude.
In March, I went down to the Sphere in Vegas to see the Eagles with my wife. And these people sitting in the row in front of us, I kept saying, "Oh, this is going to be their next song." And the guys, he was just amazed. Like, dude, this is 2026. You can look at the set list, and they usually follow it. Maybe they vary it up a little, but most of the time, if not all the time, and the way the Eagles are doing it at the Sphere, they're just playing on Fridays and Saturday nights, and so it's literally the night before. And he asked me, "How'd you know? How'd you know?" And I'm looking at it on my phone right here. What do you mean, how did I know?
Well, here's what I'll say, PK. All right, it's so funny because a couple years ago, had to be at this point, we're going on 2 years ago, I saw the Eagles at UBS Arena out on Long Island. And it was a blast. I was with my 5 best friends from college, and we had an absolute awesome time. With all that said, we were like the youngest dudes there.
Oh, really?
Like, it was definitely an older crowd on Long Island to see the Eagles, which would kind of match up with your, hey, young fella, how'd you know about the set list?
That's a really good point. PK didn't realize that, he was hanging around with 78-year-olds.
Well, that's
exactly it. Right?
I haven't been called young fella in a long time.
A couple canes, couple walkers, And listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not judging because there's one day that's going to be me. And I will be there with the cane and the walker, okay, and my tequila in hand. I'm not stopping any of that, okay? But that's kind of what you get. With all that said, okay, I would think at that stage of my life, I'll remember to check set list.
It's okay. It's okay to judge PK.
I love it.
Well, we're Jersey boys, so we can get away with it.
I know. You
We
East
get away
Coast
with judging
guys.
each other.
You East Coast guys. You want to
Exactly.
condescend onto us West Coast guys. I get it. I get
Not
it.
ever, Riley. Not ever.
I
I'm
wouldn't
jealous.
say
You guys-
condescend. I'd say it's more about talking down to.
Yeah, same difference.
We talk down to everybody, Riley. That's
I
just how we were
know.
brought
I
up
married
around
a
here.
girl from Strong Island. I know how it goes. All right.
Oh, oh my God! So, listen,
And
so
she-
us talking down to you is nothing, man.
Yeah,
right?
no. No,
You-
it's like music to my ears. It's like, it's a freaking Tuesday morning in America.
And she, like me, has got
You're
some
living that
Italian.
every day.
Yeah.
Even more, right?
He tells me during the break, she drops F-bombs during the argument. I'm like, yeah, when we have arguments, she drops F. Yeah, so?
Well, here's the thing, Ronnie. At least you're eating well, all right?
Oh, that's true.
There's a lot
That's
of guys
true.
out
Hey,
in Utah. There's a lot of
listen.
guys out in Utah whose wives are making them Italian and making them pasta, and it's egg noodles and ketchup.
I know.
All right, you're
And I
getting
think-
a good
listen,
pasta and a good red sauce.
If you saw me, there's a lot of people in Utah saying the same thing. Riley's eating well. Because when you have a Greek and Italian wife, you don't say no to all the pasta.
I love it that way. That's awesome.
Thanks for your time, Brian. We appreciate it.
Always, guys. My pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
That's Brian Geltzeiler, SiriusXM Radio. He does a show with Sam Mitchell. I listen to it regularly. Sam's really good in the radio.
He's really good.
And Sam, for those of you who don't know, Brian has told us this. Sam has coached, I think it was 3 summer circuits, Darren Peterson. And so he knows the family very, very well and vouches for Peterson and believes those issues at Kansas won't be something that will be an issue or issues with the Jazz. So Sam Mitchell, who played in the NBA, coached in the NBA, now he's commentating on the NBA, signs off on what Darren Peterson is about and what the family is about. And that, to me, that's an excellent recommendation. So we'll see as we head into October with the season and all that stuff, and we'll have an opportunity to see it, and he'll have an opportunity to show us and put all those questions to bed once and for all by how many games he plays and what level of intensity and all that stuff that he does. Looking forward to the season. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll get you caught up on what we've been talking about. And we'll hear some more of Riley's stories that just, I'm not even sure they're true. And
They're
how
all
he
true.
thinks Steve Sarkisian is, well, you got to hear what he thinks of Steve Sarkisian. Stay with us right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeCombe.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, as he kicked off and the SEC kicked off their football media day, said that he is not happy whatsoever with what's going on in terms of the Protect College Sports Act. He has had conversations. The conversations about them tearing away from the rest of college athletics is real.
You know, college football, it's ironic that they're against the Save College Football Act. They don't want to be governed. I mean, that's what I keep hearing. The SEC, the Big Ten, they're the ones that keep dragging their feet. Everybody else wants to get this done, but because they feel like they are better than everybody else, they should get a better deal.
I really can't stand this guy. I really, there are certain people out there that are just hell-bent on wrecking things that don't need to be wrecked.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Slacker Radio headlines are brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 1-855-TRAJAN-1, 1-855-TRAJAN-1, or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. All right, LeBron James has been the dominant story. Obviously, going to the Sixers, I think it's a great move. I've got no problem with him going there. I'm not of the opinion that ring chasing is necessarily a bad thing, particularly when you're 41 and you're running out of time. Why not win another title? Enjoy that. You know, winning, and you can speak to this, Riley, as a mental performance health coach, Riley sitting in for DJ, that winning is the ultimate intoxication. It's the ultimate drug. And there's really nothing like it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. I think you can make some arguments. There's some byproducts of winning that might be.
What is this? What is more fun or as fun as winning?
The praise of man.
Oh, screw the praise of man.
You love the praise of man.
That's fleeting.
So's winning.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
nobody
wins all the time.
No,
Nobody wins all the time.
That's why it's so beautiful. Because
That's
you don't win
fleeting.
all the time.
You just told me you told me it's not fleeting. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It is not.
You never win all the time.
That's why you cherish it. Praise. People praise you because they got some agenda. They want something from you. And winning. And they praise you if you can make them money. Go to work for somebody and you're not making money. They ain't praising you. Why are they praising you? Because you make them money. And they got their bosses off their backs.
I'm just telling you, both of them are drugs. Both of them are drugs.
But winning is a far greater intoxication.
Because neither one of them lasts at all.
It lasts forever. That's the point.
It doesn't.
It does too.
No,
because
ask anybody who's won a championship. They're like, oh, that's it?
No.
Yeah.
That's only in the moment. But go 10, go 15, go 20 years later. What do you have?
Praise of man.
I watch D-back
praise
baseball.
of man.
I watch Diamondback baseball a lot.
Randy Johnson.
And 2026, you know what it is? It is the 25th anniversary of their only World Series title. Remember that?
They beat the Yankees.
Coming out of 9/11, all that stuff, and it was a Game 7. And they celebrate it all season long, and they're going to have a big party. I watched 2 Saturdays ago. It is the 10th anniversary of the Chicago Cubs World Series win. And they took every guy who could make it. I think there's like 2 guys who are still active. And they brought them out center field.
Yeah,
and they
so
had
they
the
can be
blue
praised
carpet
by men.
so they could enjoy it together. They could have done it in an empty stadium. And then they go.
No, you just told me a story about Ricky Anderson. He was all excited because people knew who he was.
I didn't say he was excited.
He was.
I said everybody was excited that.
You said he lit up.
No, he was already lit. He didn't need it. He doesn't need that. He didn't need that. He was a Hall of Famer. He got it everywhere he went.
I'm just
that was
saying,
standard behavior for him.
Same thing, different label is what you're saying here.
Winning is far better than the praise of man.
Winning doesn't last.
It lasts forever.
It doesn't.
It does too.
It doesn't even last like a week after the freaking parade.
That's the whole point. And then a year later, yeah, sure, you go back to your regular life, then why would he ring chase? Why would he go to Philadelphia? Why not go to Cleveland? Go home. Why not go be with his buddies?
Because we all think winning lasts forever, but it doesn't.
Now, you don't think he knows that? He's been in this league for 20-some years. He's got all the records. Yeah, he wanted to win because you cannot buy that feeling. I can buy the praise of man. All I got to do is be nice to somebody and make that guy money, and he's going to praise me. And winning, you can't buy. Look at all these teams. The Mets spend all this money.
I don't think you can buy winning.
That's my point. You can't buy winning. That's why it's
when he's doing
the
this,
quest to win, it is the ultimate validation.
No, I think the ultimate validation is being the best version of yourself.
No. In a team setting, that's the whole point. Yeah, in an individual setting, sure, but you want to share it. You want to experience one with another. Yes, and then they become your brothers. They become your sisters if it's female sports, whatever it might be. And then you together have that only you have. Everybody gets praised or you get pushed aside, but you won. Could you imagine being on the first team that's going to win the Big 12 title for BYU or Utah? They'll have that forever. Forever. They'll be that group. They induct entire teams into the school's Hall of Fames. They're doing that. I think the Utah softball from 90-something or other, the whole team is being inducted into the Hall of Fame coming up here whenever they have their ceremony. I know DeLon Wright from basketball is going to be in there too, and they've got some others. That is the ultimate with you guys that the proverbial blood, sweat, and all that stuff, and then you experience it together. You cry over that. I was in the locker room when MJ, you may have heard of him, Michael Jordan, when he won his first NBA championship at the Fabulous Forum in Los Angeles in 1991. Little old PK had the assignment, working for the newspaper down there, cover the Bulls locker room. The amount of tears. Jerry Krause, was sobbing like a baby. Like a baby. You have reproduced, you have multiplied and replenished the earth. You know what a sobbing baby is like. That's where I'm going. I have no idea what your wife saw in you, but nevertheless.
Listen, Jackie and Georgianne could have conversations.
I have no idea what she was thinking, and neither do her parents, but that's another story.
Her parents are coming around. I'm like a
Yeah, because you finally got a respectable job.
I know. I was on radio before.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. The sleaze of that. I understand that completely. I saw you every day. Yeah, I can't trust that guy.
Yeah. Golly.
And LeBron is seeking that
when you get going
feeling
on something, it's like you don't stop. Like I couldn't even stop you there. That was fun. For all of us.
LeBron is seeking this out. Something that he already has.
He doesn't need any more of your praise. Stop
I'm
glazing
not giving him praise.
Yeah, you are. He's doing the right thing. He's trying to win.
My life is don't praise me, just don't criticize me. I don't need anybody's praise. Forget that.
But don't criticize you.
Yeah.
Soft.
Right. No, don't.
You're soft.
My philosophy in life is I will sacrifice all sorts of joy to reduce or eliminate pain. I don't want pain. I don't need joy. I don't need it.
You're not interested in joy.
No.
Lack of pain is what you're looking for.
That's my philosophy. I'm going to put that on my tombstone. He wanted lack of pain. That will go on my tombstone. Yes. You don't have to bring me flowers. Just don't crap on me. I don't want your flowers. I don't need your flowers.
Wow.
And so having LeBron do this. Now, we also got to get to, we were talking about winners and losers. You don't think Sarkisian has it in him to be the last team standing at Texas, or any team for that matter?
I really don't.
And your reasoning is?
I don't feel like he's authentic. And I think Look, I've been around football for a long time.
You have.
I think the best coaches are truth tellers. Now you can criticize me with curse words or kind words. I don't care which you do, but you got to tell me the truth, or else I'm not gonna run through a wall for you. I'm not gonna run into 300-pounders for you if you can't tell me the truth. And I just have this impression that he moves the goalposts on people. That he pulls the Charlie Brown on some guys.
Okay,
not all guys. Listen, every coach can treat the top 10 guys on the team really, really well. That's easy. Okay. How do you treat the middle to bottom half of your team? And nobody really cares about the bottom 10% of the team. And I don't know that you can get around that, because sometimes you bring a guy in and he might be a piece of crap individual. You can handle a guy that's like a really good guy and not a good football player. It's the ones that are like not great individuals that you kind of like. Nobody coaches those guys. But I get tired of the coaches that love up their top 10% and can't even talk to the 20th through 80th percent of the team.
How does that inauthenticity, which is a tough word to say, affect winning and losing, though?
Well, okay, so you might be one of the you might be a coach that's like, hey man, you do this, this, and this, and you're gonna play here at Bo Diddley Tech University, right? Mm-hmm. And then you do those three things and you don't play. So you shouldn't have told me that.
So
and a lot of the guys
believe him.
Right. So then you have no trust for a guy that's inauthentic. So it's really, really hard to play hard for him, because you're like, well, it doesn't really matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do. He's not going to play me. He's not going to put me in a good situation. He doesn't care about me as a person.
So you lose that ambition and motivation.
Yeah, and I listen, people ask me all the time, they're like, well, then so what about the guys that are just brutal, like these tyrants? And I'm like, look, I'll give you an example. Bill Parcells is beloved by a lot of his players, not because he was kind to them all the time, but he didn't lie to them. Dave Meggett, you will never play here if you keep doing A, B, C, and D. And if he did A, B, C, and D, he did not play. If he didn't do those things, he played. Dave Meggett, even with, I just forgot his name. Give me the dang ball receiver. Keyshawn Johnson, right? Keyshawn Johnson, he ended up loving Bill Belichick. Bill Parcells. Because he told him the truth. He said, hey, if you don't show up to OTAs, and if you don't show up to this, you won't play for me. And he didn't show up to one of them, and he didn't play him. And then when he changed it around, Bill Parcells loved him up. Got him the ball. I mean, it's not that you have to be the nicest guy in the world. It's not that you have to be the biggest tyrant in the world. You have to tell the truth. As a football coach, you have to tell the truth. And if you have a position coach or a head coach who says one thing and does another, it's really frustrating, really hard to play at a high level. Shoot, my junior college coach was harder on me than anyone I've ever had. If I were to go through and like talk about some of the different things that he did, I remember him standing me up. I was playing at Snow College. We were playing Dixie. It's a big week, and he goes, hey. He stood me up in front of the team and says, where's week 1 and 2 quarterback Riley? Because I'll tell you what, Riley, we're not going anywhere till you play like week 1 and 2 quarterback and not week 3, 4, and 5 quarterback. If you don't freaking figure it out, we're going nowhere. I'm standing there in front of 100 guys. Embarrassed me. Ed Larson, the guy that was at Lehigh, great coach. He's one of my best friends now.
So you appreciated that?
I do now. I don't think I did right at the moment, but there was nothing that was like not true about the statement that he said. And we were undefeated at that point. We're 5-0 going into the Dixie game, and he's calling me out in front of the team. He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. It's the best I ever played in college was for a guy who pushed me harder than I thought I should be pushed. Because he told me the truth, though. And I knew that he cared, and I knew that he believed in me.
Okay, it's got to be the care factor, though. You can tell the truth, but if I don't give a crap about you, then that doesn't resonate.
No, I think also you could like not care about him, but if he's telling, but part of telling you the truth is actually caring, though. So there is some care there. But I don't think Bill Parcells cared about every player that he had. I think he was what we call transactional instead of transformational in some of the way that he coached. Mm-hmm. But he at least told you the truth. Like I could come, Bill Parcells would come to you like, I don't really care for you, Patrick. I don't really give a crap about you. But if you do A, B, and C, you'll play here and you'll have a long career in the NFL.
And that's okay?
And you can deal with that. Because not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to like your personality. Not everybody's going to. But it's a form of respect if he doesn't like you and still puts you on the field if you do A, B, and C. They got to respect you. They don't have to love you. They have to respect you.
And you think that's a problem in Texas?
I do.
All right.
I don't think it's always. He does not come across to me. I think with some coaches, you have to watch. They all know what to say. You have to watch their actions. They all know what to say. That's part of the reason why they have Division I jobs. They know what to say. But with coaches, and this is high school, this is college, this is pros. Watch what they do, not what they say. They all have good anecdotes.
There it is. Watch what they say, not what they... No, watch what they do, not what they say. Is that it? Watch what they do, not necessarily what they say. But if their words match up with their actions, then you got a winner.
That's what I think.
All right.
I mean, look, I don't think Urban Meyer was the most, the nicest guy in the world. I do think he told a lot of people the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he won. He... had a lot of baggage, but he won.
He does. He does have baggage. Yeah. So does Barry Switzer. So does Jerry Tarkanian.
Those guys won. Had a lot of baggage. Yeah. That's
but I think you have to be a truth teller as a coach.
All right. We will tell you the truth and wrap up the show next. Stay with us. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
All right, some feedback. We asked some people, put it on Facebook, what the heck do you think of LeBron choosing the Sixers? Brian, I figured he would chase a ring with a fourth team. I don't bet big and I don't bet often, but I was confident to throw a buck at this. Chase a ring. See, they make it sound like it's just so bad. Oh, man. He chose a team that was stacked, especially if Embiid stays healthy. Brandon, he can flop anywhere. Another one, Roger. Always trying to chase a ring. See, this is all negative. I told you this was going to be negative. He's not chasing a ring. He's trying to win. What's wrong with that, people? Trying to win.
About someone chasing a ring in the state of Utah, people just get a little sideways.
Why?
Chasing a ring.
What is so wrong about chasing a ring?
I don't know.
Is it just because all the basketball coaches coach here 1 year, win 20 games, and are out the door? They're chasing a ring that they can't get in Logan, Utah?
Utah State?
Yeah.
Did you just say that because Scotty walked in? He did. Shots fired.
I know you two are Logan guys.
Shots fired.
You two are Logan guys. Yeah, what's his name? Jared Calhoun. It was a 9th seed. I can't stay here, as if they would have gotten 8th seed. Sign me up. I'm here for the rest of my life. That's not authentic. I cannot believe in him. He's not going to win the Big 12 because he's not authentic.
That's a fair. This might be the best assessment you've made in a long time.
I knew you hated Calhoun.
I don't hate him.
You hated Blake Anderson, too. Do you love Bronco Mendenhall? Because I love Bronco Mendenhall.
Those are all strong words, and I do love Bronco because he's authentic. You may not like him. He's very authentic.
I don't like him. I love him.
That's true. You've always been a BYU homer. You know what I hate?
Love.
Scotty, I think you would agree with this, Scott.
What?
Scotty would probably agree with this.
What?
It's really annoying when like a former BYU coach or a former Utah coach is at Utah State because BYU and Utah fans all want to take credit for your success. Oh, yeah, Gary Anderson, great coach. We're so glad he's up there helping the Aggies.
Well, he was trained by the feet of Kyle
Now I got
Whittingham.
BYU fan. Oh, yeah. Isn't he great for your school? It's a nice little program you have up there. You know what? Kiss off, all of you.
Kiss
all
off,
of you.
BYU fans.
Quit acting like you're my friend. I'm not relevant until you hate me. I don't like it.
Rodney R. Jensen.
I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to say, oh, this is fun to be friends with you because we both like Bronco. Ooh, it's fun to be friends with you because we both like Gary. You know what? Get out. Get out. You're not on my team.
Scotty and the coach coming up next.
Bronco be normal.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.